YouTube channels are being demonetized left, right, and center, and I can't tell you how many times I've gone onto my home feed just to see another creator saying that their channel has been demonetized because of some reason or another. Now, I went ahead and I watched several of these videos to determine why these people's channels were being demonetized. And so I came up with 5 main mistakes that these creators were making. And so in today's video, I'll be discussing these 5 mistakes with you so you can avoid them so that you don't end up with a demonetized channel as well. Plus, at the end of this video, I'll also be telling you about another method that you can use to make money on YouTube, aside from only relying on YouTube ads. And so if that sounds good, let's jump into the 5 mistakes creators are making that are demonetizing their channel. All right, so the number one reason these creators' channels are being demonetized is because they are using reused content. Now, what reused content is it's content that you create for one channel, and then you simply take that same content and repost it to another channel. Now, I know several of you may only have one channel, but for those of you who have 2 or more channels, I highly advise that you do not do this. Don't use the same content that you're using on one channel as well as another channel. Now, this does not mean you can't use your YouTube content and repurpose that for other platforms such as Instagram or TikTok. It just means don't post the same content on one of your YouTube channels as you're posting on another channel. Now, if you're someone who struggles to create unique content for your channel, whether you have one channel or more than one channel, I do have a free viral YouTube checklist that you can download in the description for free. And so this checklist helps you come up with really good video ideas for your channel that have the potential to actually go viral. So as I mentioned, if you want that, then you can find it in the description. But first, let me just tell you the other 4 mistakes that creators are making so that you avoid these mistakes and don't end up getting demonetized. The second reason is that these creators are either using curse words or profanity in their videos. Now, this may or may not surprise you, but YouTube does not like curse words, profanity, anything like that in their videos. And the reason is that if you are monetized on YouTube, YouTube is using your videos to advertise for companies, right? And so if you are using curse words in your video at a certain place in your video, then YouTube can't really place an ad there. They don't want to be associated with that. And so rather stick to just normal language and don't use any weird references or anything like that in your videos to avoid getting demonetized. Now, obviously, there are certain scenarios where it is unavoidable. So for example, my client, Save That Spark, that's her YouTube channel and she does amazing things. She has a channel all about teaching couples to reignite the intimacy in their relationships. And so obviously she needs to talk about things such as intimacy in the bedroom and all of those different things. And so sometimes it is unavoidable to talk about these things, especially if your topic has to do with something like that. And that's yet another reason why you need to stick to the end of this video, because I'm going to explain to you how we worked our way around that so that my client still manages to make money with her channel without relying on YouTube AdSense. All right, the third reason that people get demonetized is because they use copyrighted music. Now, I know that the latest Maroon 5 or Taylor Swift song is just amazing and you really want to include it in your videos. But just before you do that, just think twice because it is going to get copyrighted, all right? So instead, what you want to do is you need to go and use copyright-free music. Now, lucky for you, there are different ways that you can do this, and YouTube is actually a great source for this. So YouTube has an audio library directly in your YouTube studio that you can use to find copyright-free music. And you can use this music throughout your video without having to, worry about getting a copyright strike. Then there are also other platforms that I have previously used. So one that I used in the past is called Epidemic Sound, but this is a paid version, so you can't just use their music for free. But I also found a different source, and it's called Motion Array. And Motion Array has a free plan that you can sign up to. So it gives you some free music recommendations that you can use. And then there are also paid versions. So as long as you stick to only using the free music, you should be good. But I would just be careful with any paid tool. Just make sure you read through their T's and C's to keep yourself updated with their terms before you just keep using their music on and on and on. Instead, I would highly recommend you stick to using YouTube's audio library. The fourth reason YouTube channels are getting demonetized is because they're using repetitive content. So repetitive content is different than reusing just content blatantly. So with repetitive content, this means that you're using similar clips all the time in your videos. You're using similar titles for your videos. You're using similar thumbnails, and you're literally repeating the same content again and again. And so I just first want to clarify, this does not mean that you can't use an intro in your video. You can, because it is quite short. But I still do recommend you do not use an intro, because that is just some wasted time. And a lot of people just skip past the intro of your video anyway. So rather start with a hook early on, but that's besides the point. So just don't repeat too much content. So don't use the same title, don't use the same thumbnails, and don't use the same clips in every single video. You can use a variation of it. So let's say, for example, I have a title called 5 Ways to Grow Your YouTube Channel. I can't go ahead and use 5 ways to grow your YouTube channel again, but I can maybe use something and say 5 ways to sell digital product on your YouTube channel, or 5 ways to boost your YouTube views, or something like that, that is very similar, but I'm, slightly varying the title. Okay, now we get to the fifth, and this is arguably the most important thing that you should avoid doing if you don't want to get demonetized, and that is you need to set the right settings on your videos when you're posting. Now, I don't know if you have seen in your YouTube studio when you're uploading a video, there's an option that you can choose that says, yes, it is made for kids, or no, it is not made for kids. So I see a lot of people making the mistake here that they think that they tick the box that says, yes, it is made for kids, because your video can technically be viewed by kids, so it's not like age restricted, but you need to be ticking, no, it's not made for kids, if the audience that your video is intended for isn't just kids, okay? So if you're ticking the yes, it's made for kids, this means your videos are solely created for children. So these are videos such as coloring for children, maybe playing with toys for children, or something like that, that is geared towards a children audience. Whereas when you tick the no, it's not made for kids, this doesn't mean that children can't watch the video. It just means that the intended audience isn't children alone. Also, if your video is made specifically for adults and it has an age restriction of like 18 plus, then you can also choose an option to age restrict your video. Now, with my client's channel, which talks about the intimacy for couples, I have seen that when you age restrict a video, sometimes it automatically demonetizes that specific video, but it doesn't mean it demonetizes your entire channel. It just means you can't get paid for that specific video. Okay, now we get to the moment you've been waiting for, and that is, how can you go ahead and make money with your YouTube channel without relying on AdSense alone? And that, my friends, is by selling digital products on your channel. Now, before you click away, hear me out. Digital products isn't as hard as a lot of people make it seem, okay? There are so many different digital products that you can sell, including things like templates, ebooks, mini video trainings, audio trainings. There are so many, I can't possibly name them all. But you can definitely find a digital products that suit your channel. Oh, my tenses was mixed up there, but that's okay. So you can definitely find a product that suits your channel and, the topic that you're discussing. And so what makes digital products so awesome is that these products can be sold in the background while you sleep, while you're out with your family. The other night, I was out at the restaurant with my husband and I saw an email come through that said, you just made a sale. And I was like, yay, this is amazing. You can make money literally while you're doing something else. And so, if you are interested in learning more about how you can create a YouTube business where you don't only rely on YouTube AdSense, but you can also sell your own digital products with your channel, then I do have a free YouTube business blueprint that you can download in the description below. All right, so if you can avoid making these 5 mistakes that I mentioned in this video, and if you can start to diversify your income streams from YouTube, then you are airway and you're gonna start making money from your channel, my friend. Now, you've learned a lot in this video about how not to get demonetized. But after a couple of years, I've spent over $2,000 on YouTube courses to learn the best tips and tricks for growing your YouTube channel. And I made a video all about it right over here, so you can check it out next. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.